Hello. Welcome, people. Does it all look okay? I'm assuming I sound okay. Maybe I need to do away with my banner. Nah, let's just leave it. What are you all up to today? What are you doing? There she is. There she be. That be me. I did a head study yesterday and recorded it. And I've still got the oil paint on my very messy palette here. I admit it's messy. I'm not the neatest painter. Hence why I wear gloves. And if you see the video I recorded yesterday, you'll find out that I wear these until they literally fall apart. So far, I haven't had an issue, but there is a new dog in the house. And so if you hear some whining in the background, I don't have anybody help. Well, I won't say that. That sounds terrible. It's the dog. He's getting used to being in a specific area. There she is. Looks and sounds good so far. Sound and looks good. Eating Twizzlers. Where's mine? Yeah, it's Morty. Morty's the dog. Morty because Voldemort didn't sound like... Oh, I said his name. I don't know if that's a good sign or not. I said his name, the name, and he started whining. What I'm doing today is I thought I'd do a photo or use a photo reference of Tupac and do a quick head study. I have a family friend who does a lot of things for us, and he saw the one I did yesterday, and Tupac was his suggestion, and I thought, well, it's timely. I think that would be an excellent one to do. And then if it turns out, I'll pass it on to him. Just so you know, I have some poppy seed oil here in a small container. Just the stuff. We've got a container of mineral spirits here for my brushes. The paints are Holbein and Liquitex. The Liquitex one is the alizarin crimson. The rest of them are all Holbeins. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I've got a Rosemary & Co brush that's been worn pretty well. It's I don't have to worry about scrubbing with it, is what I'm getting to. I should have purchased some from Target instead of Dollar Tree, but Twizzlers just sound good. And by the way, Morty is doing excellent with house training. I mean, I thought I was going to have him in the crate for me to do this video, but I took him out because I don't want him to be in there all the time while I was doing some editing, and he did great. So we did treat and playtime. So I'm going to try to do it without him in there. But if I need to stop and put him in the crate, just know that is a possibility. Or if you hear a toy squeaking, that's him. That's not the color I wanted. There we go. So I'm going to just start with the typical, start with large shapes, go to small. Pardon me. If you have any questions or anything, feel free to put them in the comments. And I hope it turns out. We had somebody that was almost interested in giving him a home yesterday. Oh, you're talking about the painting. See, my mind automatically goes to what it was if you haven't if we haven't spoken, I went to a trail in my area that is very rural. It's on the edge of a small community, and he was walking down the road by himself. Nobody was around. What I'm doing is I'm putting in some mineral spirits with this paint, just to kind of wash it down. And I couldn't leave him. You could tell he was somebody's pet, but there was nobody around. And we have a no-kill shelter in the area. So my first thought was, well, I'll just run him over there real quick. And then whoever he belongs to will be able to find him really easily. But I put him up on, was it Wednesday? They were completely full and they couldn't take him, which I understand. There's a lot of COVID dogs out there that and pups. People got puppies during COVID, and then he's starting to whine. I think it's because he hears me talking. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use this brown that was mixed with the ultramarine blue and the burnt sienna for the dark areas for right now. And then I'm going to add white to it to get the light and bring the light out. I love his cheekbones. I don't know a lot about Tupac. He was during my time, but I wasn't into rap at that time at all. I'm adding a little poppy seed oil to that too. I mean, his cheekbones, man. You know what? I'm going to raise this up. I hope this doesn't bother anybody or give anybody a... My paintbrushes are so long that they will hit the camera if I have it too low, and I didn't think about that. Lori's going to go glue her finger to the wreath, and she'll be listening. I have my laptop over here to the left, so if you see me lean in that direction, I'm checking comments and things. Wasn't a very large man. I was rather surprised at that. How tiny he was in photos. You're okay. I know. Uh, and this dog, he's like 3 months old. He's a big puppy. So if you hear him whining, I would appreciate it if you cut him some slack. He's just a big baby. I know. I think I got some dioxazine purple in my blue and burnt umber mix. So I feel your struggle. Yeah. This morning he was fine, but I wasn't talking. So I think that's the difference. He hears me and he's like, well, why aren't you paying attention to me? You're talking to somebody. Why aren't you talking to me? I'm going to try to do as much as I can with this. I don't know if it's like a 1/4 inch brush. I don't know if I mentioned it or not too, but this canvas, I primed it and toned it with this brown tone that is from Sludge in the bottom of my mineral spirits container. If you let the oil paint set, it will separate the mineral spirits and the plant oil paint, and the paint will becomes like a sludge in the bottom, and you can use it as a tone. And I'm going to turn it, my reference photo, 90 degrees so I can see if I'm getting proportions correct. You're okay, baby. I may need to go put him in his crate. He goes in very easily, so if it comes to that. I like to turn my canvas like that. It helps me get a much more accurate view of what I'm working on. You're okay. Oh, and he who shall not be named has a favorite toy. It's a monkey. It's a monkey with ropes in it. Can you hear him crying? I bet you can. Because he's not being very subtle. You're okay. You're okay. I think I've got this part of his head out too far. This. Come on, baby. Oops. See, when I get quiet, he stops. And I don't think I have that too far out. So what I'm working on are the large shapes. Like I said, get them laid out. I'm going to start adding a little bit of color because I really like the color he's got on his cheeks and here and on his lips. I'm going to try and take about an hour to do this. If it takes a little bit longer, that thud you hear is my Mac or my iPad falling over. I put a new case on it and it's not very, doesn't cooperate. So what are you all working on? What are you all doing? My palette, it's a parallel palette. It was one that David Kassan, Kassan, came out with a few years ago, and it's got a cover to it. It's called a parallel palette. I don't know if he still sells them or not. Last time I looked on, because I keep a supply list of items I use a lot, and I don't think I could find it other than directly at his website. He's a representational artist. He's a portrait painter. He does very photorealistic work. The main thing he's known for is he did a series of pieces of people that were in concentration camps, survivors. he went and he interviewed them and did their portraits. It's really interesting. I'm going to start using a slightly smaller brush. See, to me, when I'm looking at the camera there, it looks more like a woman. Maybe that is why. I haven't always toned them with that. I just I got to where I was cleaning things up in the studio, and I'm trying to use up what I have because I have too many art supplies that are just sitting. And it also prevents it from going into the landfill or the water source, which we don't want. I'd seen somebody that did was it acrylics? I think she did acrylics, and she let her jars just dry out, and then on the edges of the jars would be this like fine powder, and she would take the powder and wipe it out with a paper towel to prevent it from going into the water. There's somebody from England. I thought that was. My husband works for the water plant here in town, so that doesn't look right, does it? There we go. I know Laura's been making wreaths for the holidays, for Halloween. Yeah, and I think a lot of people get intimidated. You mentioned you want to do oil paints. It's if you can do watercolors, you can do oils. I mean, it's just a different technique. But to me, I think watercolors, to do them well, is more difficult. He was a good-looking man, wasn't he? I didn't hear a lot about the arrest that was made. I just saw the headlines. And a few comments on not TikTok, but Facebook, I think it was. Not only if you hear whining, but if you hear a thunderous footsteps. There are so many different ways to use oil paint too. Some people do underpainting, some don't. What is his name? Wong. I want to say Wong Ho. That doesn't sound right. He teaches at the New York School of Realism. I don't know if you are even into realism, but he does some wonderful, like, impressionist style. In my opinion, anyway. I took a couple of classes from him online through the Portrait Society. But he doesn't do just portraits. So who's ready for Halloween? If you're watching the replay of this, it is October the 2nd. And I am ready for some for the Halloween season. It's interesting when I do this because I can see one version here. I can see one version in that, and then another version on my MacBook. It really helps give different perspectives. I think I've got his head too high, his forehead too high. I think this needs to be down here. See, there's that purple. I had to have gotten some. Let me mix some fresh of this. If I get really quiet, it's just, I'm not ignoring y'all. I am just trying to multitask. Who's the lead singer of Queen? I'm having flashes of him on this. I'll smooth out some of these edges so that it won't look so angular. I'm gonna get out this Better brush. It's also a Rosemary & Co. People in the writing community have been giving me, giving me a hard time, but in a good-natured way, about the dog. Because they knew as soon as I said, I found this dog, chances of him going anywhere were really slim. Anyway, I did put him up on all the necessary websites, and I have not gotten anyone saying, hey, that's my dog. Which is very discouraging and sad. because I know he had to belong to somebody, which means he was probably just dumped out there. See, this looks... I'm having trouble reading what I need to do on here. Hey, Heather. I've been moving it all the way around. Yeah, it helps. It helps me. I'm just not really familiar with this guy, so I'm having a hard time getting, the feel. This is correct. This isn't right. This is, Come on. There you go. I think I need to give up on my iPad cover staying clean. That's a lot lighter in there. Yeah. Yeah, I know Rafi, he has an easel that will spin around. I know you can buy him. I think he made his. I'm not liking this. I think I need to take a moment and I don't know. Come on. My white is getting very unwhite on there. My white paint. Uh-oh. Did I lose screen? There it is. My MacBook. The image, the stream. So see, by now I should be able to look at this and feel that it's him, and I'm not. And that is bothering me. Oops. How did I get yellow ochre in there? Fresh rag. Where is the high point of his cheek? I think one problem I'm having for me mentally is, well, aside from the obvious, I need to make this dark so that highlight on his side of his face shows up much more. That helps. That helps. I'm just getting out some fresh white on here for like the highlight areas, and also I can differentiate them a little more. That's a big difference. Come on. I really hope Cameron's not watching right now, because if he is, I'm sorry this isn't going very well. Okay, I think that helped me mentally. Get a mental image of him. And I do feel like I need to keep going till I get what I'm trying to, even if it takes all afternoon. Come on, baby. You notice that somebody's not whining anymore either. I have a fly that's bugging me. Hey Siri, what time is it?
It's 1:54 p.m.
Oh, that got away from me. It's just a study, right? Where is this purple coming from? I have it on my... lightest point is right there along his nose. Still have it. Yeah. Let's see. What am I doing wrong here? Those two lines need gone. So has anybody got big plans for Halloween? Anybody doing up their whole yard? The son-in-law, it was all a lot of fun. Anybody doing NaNoWriMo this year? If you don't know what that is, it is National Novel Writing Month. And you write 50,000 words during the month of November. And I didn't use it all. See, why am I getting purple? Make it work. I think what I'm gonna do something. I think that's what's throwing me off. I did not do well in his mouth. Yeah, Laura, now do you see why I said if it doesn't work out? Do you? Sorry, Tupac. Really sorry about this one. Can we save it? when I started this channel, I said I wasn't going to hide imperfections because it just happens. You know how you see the art magazines and everybody's studio looks so perfect. And we all know that's not how it really is. Well, me struggling with this one right now is how it really is. Yeah, it's just like a 10 by 10, I believe. I have a whole slew of them. At one time, I thought about doing a series of portraits of locals, and I was going to use a storefront downtown. And then, you know how when you see somebody else has already done it, it's like, oh man, it takes all the juice out of it. I read an article where a woman had done that. And it just made me lose interest in it. But I still have all the canvases because I bought, I don't know how many. And see, now I'm having Pirates of the Caribbean flashes instead of Tupac. Anyway, I have boxes of these canvases sitting around in the studio, and I keep thinking I'm going to use them up. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to do nano or not. I keep going back and forth. I have so many projects right now. And I really need to, I know I need to finish I need to finish some that I've already. Maybe I'll spend it editing instead of writing though. Getting too finicky in here on things that I'm not happy with on here. Just not getting Tupac. Where's my mirror? Come here, mirror. I think I've got all this too large. There's the purple that's happening. It's right next to my white. It snuck in there. I think it's getting closer. It's not ideal, but it's closer. Hey Siri, what time is it?
It's 2:19 p.m.
Okay, that's not that bad. Okay. Gonna make it work. Right? Yeah, when I was doing the um, putting the sludge stuff as a foundation on the canvases, I pulled out a couple of new ones and put it on there. I was hoping it would encourage me to get some work done. Am I getting that part too wide? No. At one time, and I don't know if they still do it, I think it was Grumbacher used to take the scrapings off of their equipment and they sold it as, I think it was torrent gray? I forget what, but you never knew for sure what shade of paint you were going to get. Because it was just a mixture of everything that they already had on the machine. I'm just getting out some fresh ultramarine and burnt sienna to do some of this on the back of his head there. If you don't want to have one of these, if you don't have one of these puppies, you're missing out. Come on, baby. One of these crimpers. It helps you get the last little bit out of your tube. It pays for itself. Just saying. I don't want to keep you all too long. So, let's see here. I think it was Grumbacher. I don't know. They did it where back when art magazines were the only, yeah, they had like a coupon in it and you could send it off and for a free tube of it. And it went over so well that they started offering it. See, that just does not look like him to me. What is it? What is the issue? Oh well, it's a head study, study. I'm going to keep repeating that to myself, so it doesn't have to be perfect. If it doesn't look exactly like him, I guess I'm kind of disappointed after the one I did yesterday went so easy, or it felt like it did. And now I'm like struggling. You know how when things aren't going well and you think, oh, just if I just did that one little stroke, it would get me there. And you're searching for it and searching for it. And it eludes you. See, I'm getting too tight. It just does not look like him. I really feel like this is one of the worst ones I've ever done in a long time. Something's got to make it click. And see, hi, Paget. To me, it doesn't look anything like him. It's like eluding me. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's just. It's supposed to be Tupac. But Tupac is not showing up. Tupac's hiding on me. Seems to be a problem. Come out, wherever you are. That sounded kind of creepy, didn't it? Come out, wherever you are. So, Paget, what are you working on if you're still here? What you doing? I don't know. I wonder if I need a. I don't know. I'm starting. I can see it. I can see it. I can see it. I can see him in there now. It's really odd how it just kind of eludes you, and then all of a sudden. I mean, it's not exact, but I can. I see whispers of him in there. Is it just me? is he? Come on. Come on, don't fail me now. Come on. Where are you hiding? Oh, I forgot to put the trash out today. Hello, Jen. How are you? I'm trying to do Tupac, but he's playing hide and seek with me. But I have not given up. And the reason I remembered the trash is because there's a trash truck right outside. We forgot last week, and so we've been kind of stockpiling our trash all week. What is it? What is it that's off? One, you don't have eyes like that. It's more shaded. Jen, if you're still here, what are you working on? Somebody tell me if they see Tupac at all. Or is it just me? Is it just my cheekbones high. I wonder if I have like this too light. In here. And see, I should be telling you all this. I shouldn't be saying, hey, what's off? And then that's too white in there too. And see, I don't think his jaw. This is showing up a lot darker on screen than what it looks like on the actual this in here. And maybe I should have came in and said, we're just going to do a head study and not tell you who it was. You know what? I don't think that's trash trucks out there. I think they're working on the road. They're supposed to be working on them around town. I'm holding off until I can see on the screen what I just did and how it looks on the. There's a delay on the. Between what I'm doing and the I wish I had my phone available so I could either send it to hubby or flip it. Flip the whole image and look at it inverted. It would help me see. Okay, now it's come to me, Mama. Come to me. Come on. Ooh, I'm losing light. Wonder if it's gonna storm here or something. I think that got a little closer. A little bit. So you worked with oil. Hey, I would work with acrylics in this way. Close to my gel press. I'm really going to have to try that one of these days. Trying to get that highlight on his nose to show up the way I want it to. This there is too light. I'm going to turn on this other light so I can. I'm sitting by a window and it's the daylight is changing on me. I see one big difference. I cut out some black. His lashes. Are this incredibly rich, dark. And some of his mustache and hair is not. It's not a dark brown. It's a black. So maybe that'll help add some depth to it. I think it's helping. Oops. I don't know. I'm fighting it. It seems like it's more of a struggle than it should be. I know I keep saying that, but it's true. I don't know why the highlight on his nose just will not cooperate. think I'm nitpicking at it too much, and but something else is off. Something structurally. Either I don't know. For one thing, this is in my mind. I'm still seeing. I'm still seeing Pirates of the Caribbean and not. And I don't mean that disrespectful in any way. It's just not. I think he's getting into something. What is it? What is off? What are you doing? Okay, fresh eyes. Ish. I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to set this to the side. And maybe I will figure out what it is that's going on wrong by next week. Because this is just not, it's not working like I want. Sorry, I get totally lost in what I'm doing. And I just kind of zone out. Is it this? The eyes too far apart? Thanks, Laura. I appreciate it. I don't know what it is. Something is off. I don't know if it's just my perception. But I will, like I said earlier, I didn't want to hide the stuff that was not going well. And only put up the good stuff. So if nothing else, I have remained true to my word. I mean, just as a study, it's not that bad. It's the fact that I wanted it to look like him. And it's not. And like I said, I'm not really that familiar with him, so maybe I just haven't got his gotten his mojo down. I'm going to make his scarf a little darker. And then put on some of the pattern that's on there. I'm not doing this exact. I just want to get the gist of. There's a pattern on that cloth. I think that looks a little better. I'm trying to decide what to do up here because I don't think his head when I look at photos of his head is shaped odd. His head itself. And I can't tell if it's my perception, the reference image I'm looking at, or if it's like I guess if nothing else, it's good that I'm struggling. Means I'm at least pushing myself. At least that's what I'm going to tell myself. When I pause, a lot of times I'm looking to see what it looks like on the screen. See, I kind of like this all down here. It's his eye area. That's off. That's bothering me. There's something. And I'm betting it's that far eye. This eye. What time is it? 3:15. I've been here for 2 hours trying to get his face on here. Come on. I know, baby. I'm hurrying. Well, I was kind of hurrying. I went to a book sale. I know this is random, but I went to a book sale over the weekend, and I wound up buying 2 books exactly the same. One was, I shouldn't say exactly the same. They were different copyrights, years. Um, One there, but one was a box, like a box edition, and one was a hardback with a desk cover. Okay, I think I'm gonna call it there and try and fix whatever it is next week. Because by next week I'll have fresh eyes and be able to, and hopefully just, whoa, didn't want to do that. I just got mineral spirits, a splotch of it. In my videos, a lot of times I'll say, oh, that's it. I'm done. I'm quitting. And then I keep messing with it. And I have a feeling that's what's happening this time. Okay, I'm going to make myself stop because I know it's got to be driving you nuts if you're still here. It's bugging me. Okay, I'm going to stop. I'm taking off my gloves. I have two puppies that are wanting some attention, and you all have been incredibly patient. Okay, I'm going to let y'all go, and you all take care. Be safe. Thank you for being here. Hopefully by next week I'll either have this finished or figure out what's wrong with it, or we'll figure it out next week. So thank you for being here, and I will see you all hopefully next time. Take care, be safe, all that good stuff. Bye all.